Hello, welcome ghouls and ghosts to Turbo Jesse's Halloween special. I'm so glad you could join us. Oh man, I can't talk like that for this whole video, but guys, thank you so much for checking out my Halloween special. I'm going to be listing my 5 favorite Halloween games that are on the Nintendo Switch right now. These games necessarily aren't scary, but they do remind me of Halloween and give me that spooky vibe that I'm looking for at this time of the year. Guys, if you're new to my channel, I am an indie YouTuber. That means I don't have that many subs. I do this all on my own, so every like and every sub really matters, so definitely think about hitting that sub-a-rooney button. But guys, in this video, in this Halloween special, let me tell you my 5 favorite Halloween games that you could be playing on the Nintendo Switch right now. If you've been enjoying my videos, the conversation doesn't have to end here. I do have a Discord community. The link is in the description below. We talk about Nintendo, Zelda theories, Tears of the King, and really all things gaming. I also have a Patreon, and for as low as $1 a month, you could really support the channel and get your name at the end of all of my videos. This first game on my list just resonates Halloween, and that's Pumpkin Jack. This is an indie game, and it came out, I think, a year or two ago. And it's funny, like, this game's right up my alley, and I didn't see any marketing for it at all. I didn't even know this game came out until I saw it on my Twitter timeline. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wow, this game is for me. You play as the main character with a jack-o'-lantern on his head, and if a jack-o'-lantern on your head doesn't just say Halloween, I don't know what does. So you go through many different environments, many different levels, taking out baddies, a lot of boss battles, and it's basically a hacker slash, and you get a lot of new items along your way that kind of switches up the gameplay. If you're looking for something really fresh and something new, this probably isn't the game for you, but there is a lot of comfort food right here. This does remind me of a lot of other games that I've played. There's a lot of great platforming, there's rail grinding, which I always love in a game if it's done well, and it's really satisfying combat, and as you play along, you get better and better weapons. This game really does remind me of Medieval for back in the day on the Sony PlayStation. I know they remade that one 2 or 3 years ago also, and for me it was just a little too difficult, a little too unforgiving, and I wasn't into it, but Pumpkin Jack is not like that at all. For me, this is just like a game when I'm stressed out on a long day, and I just want to beat up some bad guys and have a good time playing in these colorful Halloween-filled environments. I put in and just smash up some baddies, smash up some boss battles, and really get that Halloween vibe. Pumpkin Jack really does have over-the-top colors and really radiant, vibrant, different settings. This next game is the complete opposite, but at the same time really remains that Halloween feel, and that's Inside. This is another game that I love to play around the Halloween season. It's an indie game, and it's a 2D side-scroller. Basically, there's no plot at all, or nothing really presented to you, and as you play, you kind of figure out what's going on. So there's a lot of puzzle solving. There's no combat at all, but it's really about puzzling, solving, really figuring out what's going on in this world, and it's pretty quick. You could probably play this game in about 2 to 3 hours. For me, that's 1 or 2 sittings, and the game is just great from beginning to the end, and that last 20 minutes is exhilarating. The game kind of turns you upside down, kind of almost switches the whole genre of the game. I'm not going to spoil it here, but if you like horror, if you like body horror, and you're in the mood for something to really just get you feeling all squeamish, you know, for this Halloween season, this game is for you. This game's basically also black and white, so when there is color introduced at all, you know, it really makes you pause for a second and be like, wow, this looks great. For an indie game, I can't think of many that I've enjoyed more, and I cannot wait to play this game this Halloween. So in this next bit of the video is kind of a bonus bit. It's kind of cheating, but both these games are some of my favorite on the Switch, if not of all time, and they both remind me of Halloween, so I'm gonna say it because it's my channel and my video. So the first one is in Breath of the Wild. When you first go to those lost woods, oh my god, and you have to go through that maze, and there's mist everywhere, and you don't know where you're freaking going. All you see is these trees with really scary faces on them, and if you go the wrong way just a little bit, you have to start over. You know, it's a lot of trial and error until you figure out that you could use a torch, and the wind is actually blowing in the right direction. If you follow the way of the torch, you'll get through it. But this whole area is just so creepy. I mean, you finally get through it and you get to the great deco tree, and there's a great reward. But before you get there, you have to go through this scary lost woods, and that's probably the scariest place I could ever imagine being alone at night on Halloween. So the next area, the next game I'm going to talk about, that's pretty basic also, is from Super Mario Odyssey. And, that's the Cap Kingdom. I mean, what can I say about the Cap Kingdom that hasn't already been said? There's no color in it. It's basically all black and white. And it's a place about hats, so it's a little weird. But this whole vibe, the whole music, gives me that really Halloween feel. Again, there's no ghosts in the beginning. It's just these ghosts with little hats on, but no real bad enemies, especially when you go through it the first time. But it just gives me that feeling, that spookiness, that mystery where what is going on here. And I really love how Super Mario Odyssey, it's the first place in the game, because again, it lacks color, so it really sets up for that next kingdom when you get to it, where there's a ton of color. But both Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild are not Halloween games, but they do have little areas that really give off that spooky Halloween vibe. I mean, I am talking about Switch games, I am talking about Halloween, so how can I not put Luigi's Mansion 3 on this list? Not only is this a great Halloween game, it's actually one of my favorite Switch games of all time, right? Let's start off from the beginning. A, it's about a haunted hotel. That checks one box for Halloween. B, the graphics are just insane. This might be the best looking game on the Switch. And I'm talking about everything from character models to environments to things moving in the environment. So everything looks so clean and polished. This game isn't scary, like you're not going to ever get a jump scare, but there are areas where you look through a little crack and you see a spider crawling down, or you have to fight a lot of ghosts, right? Most of the ghosts are kind of like minions, not scary, but some of the boss battles are really, really interesting. Also, there's a lot of levels. I think there's 15 levels in this game. They're all very unique, have different mechanics, and just really, really fun. Probably the scariest part of this game is the final boss battle. It is extremely hard, and there's a timer on the boss battle. This was probably the hardest part of the game, and I couldn't believe how difficult this game spiked up for the final boss. For me personally, I was able to get a ton of money, a ton of coins during the game, so I got the highest ending or whatever. But that final boss battle still gives me nightmares to this day. I'm not going to keep talking about Luigi's Mansion 3 because, everybody knows that game. But I am excited to talk to you about one more awesome game that you should be playing this Halloween. The question is, who are you going to call? And the answer, it's obvious. It's the Ghostbusters. And I'm not talking about the new Ghostbusters VR game that just came out, but I'm talking about Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. This came on the Switch 2 years ago, and it's been on sale recently for $7.99. So this game actually has the original actors from the original movie. The game features voice and in-game likeness of not only Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, R.I.P., and Ernie Hudson. So this actually carries on the story from the movies. This is basically Ghostbusters Part 3. Ghostbusters Part 1, Ghostbusters Part 2 are so iconic movies. And this is basically Part 3 of all the original voice actors from the game. This game actually really does make you feel like you're holding that proton pack and you're going around the city catching ghosts with your friends, the other Ghostbusters. This game is a little older, so the controls do feel out of date, but the story's really good. The bad guys are really good, the environments are really good, and you have the Ghostbusters, you have the original actors with you on your journey. If a Ghostbusters video game, a Ghostbusters movie doesn't make you feel that Halloween spookiness, that Halloween spirit, I don't know what would. But really, when you have that proton pack on and you're busting ghosts and you see Slimer, I think he's in the second level of this game, I don't know, I just get those tingles in the back of my head and I'm like, whoa, it feels like Halloween, it feels like the spooky season. Halloween's just such a great time of the year. You get to dress up, you get free candy. This year I'm going out with my son and he's going to be trick-or-treating for 3 hours and we're going to come home and eat so much freaking candy. I can't wait. Put him to sleep and start playing video games. What I really want to know is, what video games do you love to play around this spooky time of the year? Is there anything from my list that you love to play? Did I forget anything? What Halloween game are you going to be playing on the Switch this year? It could be scary, it could just be fun, it could just get you in that little spooky vibe by, but I'm really curious. I want to know. Let me know down in the comments section. I get back to every single one of my comments. It's probably my favorite part of making content. Guys, like I said earlier, I do have a Discord. My community is growing, and we love talking about video games, Nintendo, especially Zelda Tears of the Kingdom stuff. The link is down in the description. Like I said before, I also have a Patreon, and for $1 a month, you can get your name at the end of every single one of my videos. Guys, have a happy and safe Halloween, and as always, I'm Turbo Jesse. I'll see you on the flip side.